What is up, you sexy viewers? My name is Ted, and the gameplay you're watching here is a 34-on-1 gameplay that I got on Underground, is it? Yeah, Underground, and it's using the FAD, so it's not going to be the fastest paced action, just because it's assault rifles, and I'm not really good with assault rifles. I tend to edge towards the SMGs whenever I play the game. I don't really like using assault rifles, just because I feel that it's not that easy to rush with them. I have several points that I'd like to talk about today, just a few things, and I've got the gameplay here so you can enjoy it while I talk about these things that will seduce you and such. Alright, so point number one is basically about the host migration stuff, because I got this gameplay, I went back in theater mode to put it in my vault and then record it, although what happened was the host migration split it up into two parts. So when I went to get the second part and put it in my vault, it wouldn't work, and I turned my Xbox off and turned it back on again, and it disappeared. So you only missed like 10 points of the game where I got 2 kills, so that doesn't really matter too bad, or too much should I say, compared to if I would have lost this part, which would have really sucked, and I probably would have been very sad and gotten annoyed. Alright, so enough complaining. Now I want to talk about another thing, which is called sort of changing positions whenever you're playing, because that is really helpful, and it's a huge help when you're trying to win gunfights. Changing your position in the middle of a gunfight to sort of put the gunfight back in your favor. You'll see in a couple of seconds. I think there's a spot here where I change my position to try and give myself an advantage. So I get a few hit marks on that guy, and I can't remember whether or not I killed him, although I do change my position here to sort of give me a better sort of spot where I can engage the enemy in and beat him. It's much easier if he pops back up. I could easily kill him just because I have an advantage. Sort of the way I'm placed makes it harder for him to hit me, and I eventually kill him, although that's because he didn't really expect me to run around all the way across, although I did kind of get quite lucky there, I won't lie. Another thing I want to talk about is the setup and the class I'm using. So obviously I'm using the FAD. It's a pretty good gun. It's really underestimated just because, well, it's the last gun in unlocking all the weapons before you prestige, so people tend to underestimate it and not really spend too much time on it. Another thing is the sector. I'm using a 44 Magnum, and it's got a lot of damage because it's really powerful, and like my thrust. I'm not gonna talk about my thrust too much, although yeah, it's a really powerful gun. It kills in about 1 or 2 bullets. It's really good. I use it more than say like a P99 pistol or a USP, just because it deals more damage, and it's much more convenient in gunfights. If you get a few hit markers on an enemy and you need to sort of fire one more bullet to kill him, Magnum will take care of that and will kill him very quickly. And so perks I'm using the what am I using? I'm using Scavenger Pro, Hardline Pro, and Stalker Pro. Now Stalker Pro is a really good perk. I mentioned this in another commentary at one point. It's because it helps you strafe in gunfights, and it sort of gives you an advantage over people who can't strafe with the without Stalker. And because you're a much harder target to hit, you're gonna have a much longer you're gonna live longer, and you're gonna be able to during the gunfight, and you're gonna be able to kill the enemy, or have a better chance of killing the enemy. So that's that. I'm not using Specialist, I'm using Assault. I'm using the Predator, Attack Helicopter, and Reaper. They're all really good kill streaks. I use them quite a lot whenever I'm using Assault, and they tend to be the ones that I feel are easiest to get or easier to chain up, because once you get your Predator, it's easy just to get 2 kills that'll work your way up to your Helicopter, and your Helicopter is pretty beefed up. It will get you kills pretty quickly. So yeah, that's it for my class, and now I just want to talk a bit sort of tactics on this map. I'm not going to go too in depth because I want to save that for when I'm showing you the how to Moab Underground video, like the tips and tricks video for that. This is just sort of a gameplay that I picked up that I thought was pretty entertaining to watch, so I'm going to just go through this briefly and not too in depth, so I can save quite a few points when I'm giving you the underground how to Moab, whatever, tips and tricks stuff. Okay, so what I tend to do whenever I play underground, I like to stick to the edges of the map. I have another Moab where I posted it. It's like my first video on this channel, where I tend to stick to the sides or the edges. I don't rush around the middle unless I want to get RPG'd or killed by an awful spawn or whatever. I tend to stick to the edges just because your enemies don't expect it. They expect you to be where all the action is, which tends to be the middle of the map. So that's why I always usually head towards the edges. That's a bit of an unfortunate death there. Nothing I could really do. Wasn't expecting the enemy, so it kind of sucks. Although I still got a really high kill gameplay. Exactly the same kill to death ratio that I would have got even if I would have gone flawless. So it's still a pretty good game. Next is the M4A1. The M4A1. Now this is relevant. Trust me. It's because the M4A1 is feels really similar to the FAD. If you've used it a lot compared to the FAD, of course, you'll see that, or it will feel like the fire rate is the same. The damage is the same. The time to kill feels the same. It all feels the same, really. And I'm not sure, but I think the M4A1, one of them is statistically correct. I saw a commentator compare both, and I think statistically the M4A1 was better. So that's kind of weird, considering the M4A1 is the first gun you unlock, and the last gun you unlock is the FAD. So it kind of seems a bit weird that the FAD would deal less damage, or would be overall a less better gun, or a gun that's not as good as the M4A1. So that kind of sucks. Although next video I will be posting either a G36C gameplay or another high scoring gameplay. I think it was with the Scar or on Village. So hopefully you enjoy that. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe in the top left if you're new. I upload daily, so why not? Have a great day, and bye.